Fast forward a little bit when I was getting a few more gigs. I learned about business, I learned about marketing, and I thought, well, now at this point, maybe 3-4 years down the line, I'd been doing gigs for several times a week for several months. I'd played with some pretty big names at that point, and I thought, well, I've got all this experience on playing gigs and getting information out there and promoting myself using the internet at that point in MySpace. What can I do to share this with other people? Because people were asking me, so what can I do this to share this with other people? I shared it one by one. That was coaching. And it just got a bit boring because I was doing it too much and I didn't have time for my music. So I thought, what else could I do? So I went on the internet, I set up a plain website, like most people who start out today don't know what to do. And they set up a plain website that says, here is the information. Now there's a huge problem with that. For you, it doesn't result in any money, because you're giving away free information without capturing their details or asking for payment. So you pretty much have no earning capacity from that material, especially if you don't build any back-end or support products into the back, right? So that's what I did anyway, and until a little while later I saw this guy making money, or a couple of guys making money from ebooks, and I thought they have this wonderful long page, which is boring to read, and it's really long, which is what we all think about sales letters, right? But what is it about it that's making him money? Why is he saying that he's making lots of money? So I thought, well, I'm not going to learn from him because I don't have the money to learn from him, but I'm just going to model it. So I put all my ideas about music promotion into a PDF, into a Word document, made that into a PDF called 49 Tips to Promote Your Music on the Internet, and started selling it for $19. I didn't have a long sales pitch, so I didn't know how to write one that was as cool as his, but it started selling. People visiting the site were pressing the Pay Now button. At that point, all I had was a page that came to my website, information, and the button here, right? And that was making money, so that was great. There was a flaw with that still. I'm showing the flaws now so that you can pick up on these things when we continue later on. The flaw is that I didn't have a squeeze page. Now, when you registered for this seminar, you had a video, and on the side of it, you had a name and email address. Does that make sense? Now, there are some people who put in their name and email address, but didn't go on to pay. The benefit to me is that I've captured their data and can follow up with them. That's what a squeeze page does. It squeezes out your information, right? So that's the flaw. I didn't have that for this. So when people came to the site and they didn't buy, it's very unlikely that they're ever going to come back to my website, because there's so many websites out there, and I missed this opportunity to capture their information. So when I put that in, a few months later I had 2 reports. One was called How to Get More Gigs. I put that in, and I started to grow a list, and within a year I had a list of 8,000 people on here, and obviously sales as well. Hi. So 8,000 people on my mailing list, and a series of several reports that were starting to sell, right? Now they're only $19 and $15 and $10 and things like that, but it was making money, right? And when you start making money, you start to think, hey, what are the possibilities out there? What are the things I can do? And since then, so this is, let's say this is April 2005, since then, I've gone on to create all kinds of video courses, CDs, DVDs, training manuals, myself as well as with people who are experts in their different field. Next year I'm hoping to create, for example, my work is primarily to musicians who want to learn about music promotion, who want to learn about music marketing, who want to learn about music business and things like that. I'm hoping to take it forward and think about how can I team up with people specifically in the jazz industry, in the piano industry, in the marketing of the guitar industry, those kind of different things. Welcome. You can take a seat just behind you.
It's easy to sit here.
So it got to the point where I started to figure out that I'm selling all these one single items, CDs or DVDs or manuals or PDFs that people pay once for. But when you pay somebody once for something and you want to generate repeat business, it's very unlikely they'll come back within a few months to pay you again, because that information will serve them. What if you could take all the information, add more material to it, and digest it into, or digestible chunks of maybe weekly information? What if you could do that? What if you could make it into monthly information? So I tested all these different ways. And the beauty of it is that it'll be a lower charge per month, but it'll be a longer amount of time they pay me every month, right? So they'll be on my continuity system, my recurring system, my residual system, earning me passive income. Yeah? And here's the thing, when you're in information marketing, the products are timeless most of the time. Yeah? So most of the time the products are timeless, which means that if you create the material once, and even though it's a monthly thing, you can have somebody join 6 months down the line for the same content with shorter hair, and it still works. Right? So that's what I've implemented in my business. All these continuity systems that get people in to then think about how they can pay me recurringly. I give them good value and then upsell them at later points. That is because of the recurring element. Just because of the recurring element, my income went from £1,500 to £4,000 a month, just from that recurring element, because people will be happier to pay a smaller amount, but they'll be happy to pay it for longer. And when you deliver value regularly, there's loads of benefits. One is your name is in front of them all the time, so your branding is increasing, your company name is increasing, or your personal name, whatever you use. And the second thing is that they continue to pay you, of course, right? So you get to earn more money from that. So what today is about is sharing with you a key model that has worked phenomenally well for me. And that model is very simple to implement, and I'll take you through the steps. I'll give you all of those steps today, and the idea is that you will start off selling a CD, and you'll give them continuity lessons, right? And because here's the key thing. This is the point to remember. Because you're selling them continuity material that goes out to them once a week or once a fortnight or once a month, you don't have to have created all the material before you start your business. If you get one person to join you today and you send them lesson 1, you have another 7 days if you send out every 7 days before you create lesson 2. So you can start immediately selling it. Does that make sense? Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about this system that I'm going to share. So my goal is to share with you in these steps, the steps to building your internet-based business so you can have the freedom to do what you like, when you like, and wherever you like. This day is about immersing yourself in the world of the internet. This day is about learning how the World Wide Web is a vehicle to modern-day wealth. This day is about uncomplicating what seems really complicated. I know many people who have come to this kind of thing before may have gone to other workshops or seminars, and especially those pitch fest events where you have tons of people turn up and sell. And they all sell different systems and they rush through it in an hour and a half, right? So you don't really get most of it. My aim is to be completely open with you and share it with you, the entire system in a day. And at the end of the day, if you feel like you've learned a lot and you want to work with me, that's great. If not, that's also okay. Because you learn everything else that you want to get out of this day. I will share with you basically everything that I know. This day is about the quest for internet riches. This day is about fostering success partners in a like-minded environment to continue to build momentum. Are you ready to begin?